Hello, everybody. This should be working perfectly fine. Perfectly enough, anyway. Just want to go over job changes in Endwalker today. So, gonna start with tanks. We're gonna start with the one I probably have the most to say about because this is the class I play the most. Some of these, admittedly, I don't play that much, so you're gonna have to bear with me, but uh, Paladin, something I do know a good amount about. Hold on, wait. Um, I was really hoping they'd increase fight or flight time by like 2 seconds. It would have helped so much with their rotation, but hey, I guess it is what it is. Um, anyway, so like, pretty much every physical class in the game, they're, turn on my light. I know, I'm very professional. I know. Now I'm blinding. But yeah, their potencies went down. Riot Blade restores MP now. I'm pretty sure it didn't before. It might have, but, you know, I don't remember it restoring. Also, something else that restores MP now is Spirits Within, but it no longer does as much damage as it used to. It used to do much more. Now it does less. Kind of. It does less, kind of. With all the potencies reduced, it probably does about the same, but now it doesn't matter what percentage of HP you're at. Alright, I'm gonna put my phone down here so it doesn't vibrate. Yeah, so, you know, just potencies reduced, actually, some of these are slightly better because most classes got a talent, I know I'm kind of all over the place, but called, Melee Mastery or Magic Mastery or whatever that increases potencies of, like, moves that didn't get upgraded. So just keep that in mind, I suppose. Anyway. Shield Bash, essentially the same. Shield Lob. This is a nice change. I'm pretty sure all the tanks got these. The range of your ranged pull got increased. Very good change, very good change. Talked about Spirits Within already. Sheltron is pog as hell now. But we'll get to that when we get to that. Prominence, the same. Cover, still bad. I don't blame them. Cover was insane when it was good. But, you know, it's not good now. I mean, okay. If you're playing World of Darkness with a bunch of sprouts, and your healer's bad, cover can be okay in the situation that you save your healer from an attack, but also in return they save you and you don't just die. But that's pretty much it. Circle of Scorn is pretty much the same, right? Yeah, it's the same. Except now it has a 30-second timer instead of 25, so now you can't use it with your fight or flight timer or POG. I don't know why they did that. It's stupid. They're like, oh, we're gonna make everything 30, 60, 90, 120, except they didn't. They didn't at all. Or is it 30, 60, 120, just flat, and then 180 with some things? I don't know. I don't know. Hollow Ground has a 10 million second cooldown. It's broken though, so fair enough. Goring Blade, I'm pretty sure is about the same. Yeah, about the same. Oh, yeah, they added another DOT though. You can't stack with it. We'll get to it when we get to it. Divine Veil, broken now? I mean, it was broken before, in my opinion. It's a team-wide shield, right? When you get healed. But now it's a team-wide shield that also heals. So that's good. It heals and gives a shield to your entire team. That's awesome. Clemency, I mean, its potency got reduced, but actually, considering that this isn't a physical move, it probably is just a Clemency nerf, if I had to guess. Especially because I think they removed Piety from a bunch of gear, but I'm not totally sure yet. But just assume that at least out of all of the potency changes that are reduced and might not be a big deal, the Clemency one might be a big deal. Granted, Clemency was really good, but, you know, sometimes it's okay to just be good. You know, sometimes, in my opinion. I mean, of course I would say that. Royal Authority's duration going up is nice. You know, there's times to where sometimes you need to do other things in the midst of battle, and then you can't get all your Royal Authorities off. It's rare. It almost never happened, but it is nice. I'm pretty sure you can't even use this. Oh no, you can, okay. Yeah, I'm like, what? No, this is not, your Sword Oath move. That's down here, that's Atonement. Yeah, so, you know, it's potency was reduced quite a bit, but it should be about the same, I think. I mean, once again, this is just something I'm gonna have to do more research into with potencies and stuff, but I can't do that now because I don't have every class at 90, and getting every class to 90 will take a while, so we're just going over the patch notes. Intervention is actually sick now. It was like okay-ish before. Like, if you're a co-tank and your other tank uses Rampart, Intervention was pretty good. Sometimes. It was sometimes pretty good. There was never really a good time to use it, if I have to be honest. Because most of the time, if your main tank's gonna die from something, and they don't have something in their kit that will save them, it's... well, chances are that's still a problem for you and the rest of your party as well. Granted, it'll still save them in those situations, but anyway, I digress. Intervention now gives the Sheltron effect to the person that you are... the new Sheltron effect, should I say, that you're using it on, which is insanely good. It's really, really good. I'll get around to that, I guess, but... right. So, Holy Spirit, way stronger now. It heals you. Also, when you use it. Requiescit, also, way easier to use. Like, way, way easier to use now. Like, before you had to use it at full mana, and then you'd get a certain amount of time in which you can use moves. But now you can just use it. Granted, you still want to use it at max mana because the potency is higher, but now it's just, yeah, like, increase attack magic and healing magic potency by 50%. Sorry, if current MP is at 80% or higher, allow spells to be cast immediately. Additional effect, receive 5 stacks of Requiescit. So now you just hold on to those, right? Instead of it being on a timer. So you can just use Holy Spirit and Holy Circle, you know, when it's good to do that. Passage of Arms, not changed. It's a good move. You can use it a lot. I think it has too long of a cooldown, to be fair, but I don't know. Yeah, so Holy Circle got the same thing, you know. Restores HP now. Wow. And you use less mana for your spells, so your Requiescet, Holy Circle, Holy Spirit things doesn't you now, which is interesting. It's kind of strange, though, too, because Requiescet still has a 60-second cooldown, so I don't know. I really am a little confused about how this is going to change Paladin's rotation. So far, at least at 80, it doesn't seem to really be any different, but... Potency Change. Oh, your dash has longer range, too. That's nice. Atonement and potency reduced. Yeah, just like everything else. Confidior actually is stronger now. Interesting. And it also costs less MP like everything else. You still want to use this on your last stack of Requiescit, by the way. You can't use it still without it. But now with Confidior, if you use it, you get Blade of Faith, Blade of Truth, Blade of Valor. This is the thing that does the DOT. It doesn't stack with Goring Blade. It's really cool, really good. All of these restore MP though as well, which is weird because with the new reduced MP costs, you should be able to just well, restore all your MP back from a melee combo. After Confiteor, you just use your melee combo with Royal Authority and you should be back at full, which is good, but weird they did it like that. Maybe it's just so you can use Clemency more? I don't know. I have no idea. Because nothing else uses mana that you can actually use. Because, like, let's be honest, when you're in combat, you're not gonna be spamming Holy Spirit for no reason. Like, that's just dumb. So, I guess it's just for Clemency? I don't know, but Clemency's less spammable now because it's not as good. It's just, I don't know, it's very confusing to me. Holy Sheltron. This is the Sheltron upgrade that is insane. Because Sheltron, I mean, was already the only the only thing you used your bar on, and now it's like okay, granted, Intervention's good enough now because of the Holy Sheltron change that maybe you'll use that sometimes as well, but like it's so good, you know? You get block for 8 seconds, you get 15% less damage for 4 seconds, then you get a Regan for 12 seconds. Like, that's pretty freaking strong. In my opinion, like, that's better than Gunbreaker's Regan, as far as I'm aware. Although, they might have gotten theirs buffed in this expansion as well, which we'll take a look at next, but... Expiation... Or Expiation? I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce that. This is an upgrade of another move. This is not a new move. This is, Spirits Within? Upgrades to this. So, at 84 or 86 or whatever it was, Spirits Within will turn into Expiation. Yeah, it's 86. Which is weird. It does more damage, granted, and it also does AoE, which Spirits Within just didn't do before. I don't know, it just feels strange to me. It's like, okay, I guess. And then this one has the damage fall off on the AoE as well. Just fine. Confiteor had that as well, right? Oh, it doesn't. Confiteor doesn't have that. Why do these have the damage fall off then? They had a damage fall off to so many AoE skills in this X-Pack. I wonder why. It's just hard for me to see the Paladin changes and think that the other tanks are even close to as good. In my opinion. Like, just looking at these changes, I'm like, wow, Paladin's kinda sitting pretty right now. Ah, Chivalry. Here's what it does. Oh, where you get this? But it's like, I don't know, man. Like, this lets you heal with Holy Spirit and Holy Circle. Expiation. I don't know. Oh yeah, and Enhanced Divine Veil. I almost completely forgot about that. It's Pog? Oh wait, no I didn't. No, I said Divine Veil heals already. Yeah, so, you know, these are all the Paladin changes. And it's just like, Paladin, other than the weird, Circle of Scorn change, like, they just made it worse and increased the cooldown. That's weird. Also, cover's still bad, but whatever, I wasn't complaining. This class looks cracked in this X-Pack. And then we go to, like... Well, if we go to Warrior, honestly, if we're going in order, I have the least complaints out of the other three about Warrior. Warrior kinda good still. Like, you know, potency changes. Oh, okay. Berserk. is completely different now. It used to just give you like 6 seconds or so where all your moves were crits. It had a 90-second cooldown. Hey, you know what? Now it has a 60-second cooldown. It extends Surging Tempest, interestingly, and your next 3 attacks are critical hits instead of for 6 seconds, which, if you don't think about it, it's the same. But if you do think about it, you're like, oh, well, actually, I was using, like, 40, hold on, what's the name of the skill? The one that, literally, the only skill you use is this class? Felcleave. Yeah, you were using 40 Felcleaves in a row. So it's actually less DPS, but it has a less cooldown now. So, you know, maybe it's good. Potency change, increase the range, just like Paladin. If it's the same changes, by the way, I'm not gonna, like, continue going over the same points again. I apologize if you were hoping for that. Surprisingly, the potency on the third combo here doesn't go down by that much. Inner Beast goes down slightly, that's, like, nothing. Okay, Mithril Tempest. You overpower into Mithril Tempest. Grant Surging Tempest. Oh. That's not really... The effects of this section have been completely revamped. It hasn't. It just gives you... It just gives you Surging Tempest now. Instead of not giving it. Like, Storm's Eye gives you Surging Tempest. But yeah, Mithril Tempest didn't used to, so you'd have to use Storm's Eye and then use it. And then it, you know, kept it up, but it's strange that they even, like... It was not completely revamped. This is bullshit. Holmgang's better now. In my opinion now, this is the best Invuln. It's basically... It might as well be just as good as Hallowed Ground. It's... by technicality, not quite as good as Hallowed Ground, but it has like half the cooldown. So honestly, I think it's better. But you know, that's just me. Steel Cyclone, just potency, Storm's Eye. No, it's like. It's been completely revamped. It's like, no, it hasn't. What are you talking about? Is your third hit of your combo, does 400, gives you Surging Tempest. It did that already. Increase your damage by 10%. Did that already. Like, extends your duration, increases beast gauge. It's like all the same stuff. Like, get out of here with that. Yeah, there's a few classes though, like Dancer, for instance, that I know nothing about. So, rip. Felcleave losing 130 potency is enormous. Granted, getting Beast Gauge is now way easier, so maybe that is a good thing. Raw Intuition, I'm pretty sure, is way cooler now. Yeah. Every time you use a weapon skill during its effect, you heal. Which is sick. Yeah, okay, you... lost some DR, but you actually heal a lot with this skill. I've been seeing some warriors use Raw Intuition. They're like nigh unkillable. Oh, Equilibrium now just gives you a Regan as well. Okay, fair enough. It was just worse Clemency in every way, and now it's comparable. Because you just use it whenever you need it, just like Clemency. Now you just get a Regan as well. That's pretty good. Decimate, basically unchanged. Onslaught. Oh, Onslaught no longer costs Beast Gauge. That's interesting. This is your, gap closer. And you get 3 charges of it. That's weird. And it's actually stronger now. Well, I think the Paladin gap closer is stronger now as well. I think you're going to be using these as a part of your DPS rotations for sure. It's these tanks. Upheaval no longer costs Beast Gauge either. That's interesting. Shake It Off. This is your team-wide shield that I'm always surprised when a warrior uses, and I'm like, wow, I don't know why it has this, but it's cool. Dispels your self-buffs. And for each one you remove, you get 2% DR. That's interesting. Oh, it also heals now, just like Divine Veil. So it's just better Divine Veil, I guess? Seems like it to me. Yeah, the cure potency is even higher. Okay. In a release. Oh, and a release is on a 60-second timer now. That, like, completely changes the way this job works. Okay, 3 stacks. You can use Beast Gauge actions without cost. Alright, so it's still just in a release into 3 Felcleaves, but I guess that's why Felcleave's potency went down. You can't be CC'd for 15 seconds. It increases your Surging Tempest. Grants Primal Rend ready after you use it. Oh, that's your level 90 skill. Which is a huge AoE direct hit crit. That also has damage fall off. 70% for this one. Over Paladin's 50 for some reason. Interesting. You don't use it or release while using it? Yeah, alright. Fair enough. That's pretty good for the job though, IMO. Chaotic Cyclone. Crit. AoE. Wow. Reduce the cast time of Infuriate by using it. Wow. Epic. Cost Beast Gauge. You have to be under Nascent Chaos to use it. Alright. Nascent Flash isn't up here though anymore. Raw Intuition, but... Hold on. Where is this? Nascent Chaos. There we go. Fury grants the effect of Nascent Chaos. Oh, yeah, okay. Upgrading Decimate to Cyclone. It will also upgrade Felcleave into Inner Chaos. Awesome. There you go. And then here you go, Inner Chaos. Crit hit. Reduce the cooldown of Infuriate. Yeah, so you're just going to be spamming Infuriate. It's completely reasonable. Oh yeah, there we go. The job essentially seems to play the same. Hold on, let me check this last move here. Nascent Flash to self and Nascent Glint to target party member. Store HP with each weapon skill delivered. Yeah, this feels like it's a lot different than it used to be, but I could be wrong. I don't have a level 80 warrior. My warrior's level 70, so forgive me if I'm a little off here, but under Nascent Flash effect, Gnashing Glint is to someone else. Restores HP equal to the recovered. Okay, so this is just like Paladin's intervention skill, but it looks better? It looks better? Am I crazy? Yeah, this looks insane. Shows a recast timer with a bloodwetting. That's none of these. That's a new skill, right? It is. Okay. We know what Inner Chaos is. Bloodwetting. Increases damage taken by 10. Restores HP. Heals you. Stem the flow to yourself. Okay. So this is the main tank one version of it. So this is what you use instead of sorry, Holy Sheltron. Use Bloodwetting. And then Nascent Flash instead of not cover intervention. Interesting. This seems super good. I don't know if I'm crazy, but this has a 25-second cast time. Does this not sound insanely good? Like, just a shitty attack and an AoE? Shares recast timer with Upheaval? What? Upheaval's just better. Huh? Am I missing something? Upheaval's just better. Oh, Upheaval is not AoE. For Origine seems really, really shit. Maybe I'm wrong, but Primal Rend's nuts. Yeah, IMO Warrior looks insane this expansion. Which is funny, because for the first, like, half of Shadowbringers, people memed on Warrior being the worst tank. But it looks like it's gonna be nuts. Third charge of Onslaught? Yeah. Yeah, sorry, I'm just trying to confirm some plans for later. Editing these videos always takes so long, I don't have an editor, yada yada, you've heard this feel before. Also, don't apply, it would be irresponsible for you to apply as an editor to someone who has no money and no subs. Thank you in advance. Dark Knight. Alright, everyone's complaining about Dark Knight. They're like, bro, Dark Knight was neutered, this class sucks this expansion, and I kinda, sorta, a little agree. A little bit. These are just normal potency changes. I have played Dark Knight at max level hard content in Shadowbringers, so I know a little bit more about them than Warrior. Unmend reduces the cast time of Plunge. That's kind of neat. It's kind of useless, but it's kind of neat. Soul Eater. Okay. Blood of Darkness. Oh, you can spam it faster now. That's kind of fun. That's not a that doesn't change the job at all, though, IMO. And we'll use Flood of Darkness more. Because you can only use it 3 times before you're out of mana. Like, you only have 10k. It costs 3,000. Which is literally, for some reason, Dark Knight's having the complete opposite problem as Paladin. Because Paladin's like, now I have so much mana, I don't know what to do with it all. And Dark Knight's like, where mana? It's just the orangutan sitting on the couch. Where mana? I don't freaking know. Yeah, okay, this is the same. You can spam it more. Like, okay, thanks. Yeah, Salted Earth you can't place now, which, in my opinion, it's a nerf. Not only can you not place it, but it does less potency. And the reason I think it's a nerf, I know you're thinking, well, I had to place it even though I was in melee combo and it was annoying and stuff. It's like, sure, but if you had like a good like keybind for it, it wasn't that annoying. And now instead of making it to where they're on the front edge of your bubble and you can catch more enemies in it, the range is essentially halved because you're in the center of Salted Earth every time. So many less enemies are going to actually be hit by Salted Earth unless you make them circle you, you know? Which is not an ideal tanking strategy because then AoEs are going to be shooting out in every direction and your healer's going to be trying to dodge it and they're going to be flaming you. Anyway, just trust that I know what I'm talking about in that situation, that I think it's just worse. Abyssal Drain. It's longer range now, which is nice, I guess. Abyssal Drain, I've never really had an issue with this range, I have to be honest. This is one that got its potency changed that I think didn't need to. I guess now it gives you MP back as well, which is nice. Wait, it shares a recast timer with Carven Spit now? What? Why? Huh? That makes no sense at all. Abyssal Drain does 2 damage and sucks, and you use it sometimes on AoE pulls. Actually, use it a lot on AoE pulls because if you hit like 20 guys, it heals you a lot. But still, like, what? Is having both Abyssal Drain and Carven Spit, like, is that too much to ask? Surely it's not. They nerfed it too. This thing does no damage. You only used it to heal. You only use it to heal. Now you use it to heal and gain MP, but they didn't even give healing to Carven Spit. And they buffed it. They buffed it. This move you actually used as a part of your normal DPS rotation. And they increased its potency and nerfed Abyssal Drains? Why? What? Why? I don't get it at all. Sorry, moving on, I guess. Blood Spiller. Potency reduced. It's normal. Quietus. Potency reduced. Yeah, it's normal. Not very much, though. Like, Quietus's potency got reduced, like, very slightly. I guess. Delirium now gives you 3 stacks. Wait, what? Did they reduce its cooldown? Yeah, okay, they did. Do I even like that? I think I'd have preferred it at 90. Like, you could get, like, 7... Maybe not 7, but you could get at least 6 Blood Spillers casts out of Delirium now. Now it's, like, half as much. And the recast timer is reduced by 30 seconds? The third? It's easier. It's less to manage. It's... Alright, you know, the thing I said about Requiescent that's nice, I think the opposite is true for Delirium. I think just being able to spam Blood Spiller is a part of the class's identity. Only having 3 sucks. It sucks. Although it restores your MP now, which I don't think it did before. I think you had to use Blood Weapon. I could be wrong about that, but I don't know. Blackest Knight is the same. You know, this is a good ability. It's good. It's always what you use your MP on. You know? Well, that's sort of not true, right? You want to use 1 Edge of Darkness to get the damage, but still. Oh man. I'm still upset about this. I'm still upset about this. Stalwart Soul. What? This was an ability that existed on this class? Deals damage with a potency of 100 to nearby enemies. Combo action Unleash. Oh, this is the second combo of your AoE. Never mind that. I know this exists. Yeah, it increased MP, increases blood gauge. It's the exact same. They just potency. Okay. Blood of Shadow, the upgraded versions. Oh my god, it's so much worse. 300 to 160, like... Why so much worse? I don't get it. Whatever. Simulacrum. They can now do a super duper attack. But that you don't get until 90, so they can't actually do it. But when you're 90, they can do it. It's just an AoE attack that you can use off GCD that you get 2 charges of. You can use it under Darkside. It's fine. It's fine. Wait. Hold on. Hold on. You remember that super, super OP warrior skill, right? You know, the one that gave an ally like 10% DR, healing on attack, a Regan. I'm pretty sure it did something else too, actually. What's this? Also, that lasted for 15 seconds. And Holy Sheltron? Also insane. I don't think it's quite as good, but you can use it more, so whatever. Ablation. What is this? Reduces damage taken by a party member or self by 10%. What? What? This is a 60-second cooldown. Warriors is on a 25-second cooldown. Warriors is on a 25-second cooldown. Ablation, 60-second cooldown. 10 seconds. 10% DR. That's it. Okay, sorry. The nerf of that one move earlier, Salted Earth. Let's see why they nerfed it. They nerfed it for this. Alright, they take 500 potency. Oh, actually, they only take 250 potency. Because it's an AoE move. It has DR for no reason. Okay. So, it also has a 20-second cooldown. 20-second cooldown. How long does Salted Earth last? Oh, 15 seconds? Oh, so you can't use it twice? No. Nope. Oh, also... weird. By the way, Salted Earth, 90-second cooldown for this really shit ability, in my opinion. It's really shit. You know, if you disagree, feel free to tell me. This has a 20-second cooldown. You can't even use it. You can't even use it unless you're using Salted Earth. What? Alright, sorry. I knew I'd be mad, but I'm mad. Come on, what is this? Like, are you kidding me? Alright, what do we get here? The one good Dark Knight change, Pog. This sucks. This sucks. This sucks. Alright, cool. Wow. Good class. Yo, Dark Knight mains, I hope you have fun. Living Dead still sucks, by the way. It has a 300-second cooldown? Wait, doesn't Holmgang has a 240-second cooldown? It does, right? Can someone explain this to me? Surely there's a reason. Surely there's a reason. Hold on, let's go back to probably the best class this expansion. No, just the best one. Like, not the best tank, just probably the best class. Where's Holmgang? Where's Holmgang? Alright, 240. Yeah, okay. It has a 60-second less cooldown. Also, it technically has a stun also, but it doesn't have a stun. Come on. Okay. Interesting. Interesting decision overall. Interesting decision overall. Okay, anyway, moving on. I think I'll release these in separate parts. I think I will. I will talk about the tanks first, then I will go on to each of the other ones. Because I have a lot to say, and not a lot of time to say it. I gotta go to dinner soon. So there you go. Gunbreaker. I've heard mixed things on Gunbreaker. I heard people say, oh, it's so cool, oh, it's so shit. Like, I don't know. I'll have to see for myself. I played an decent amount of Gunbreaker and Shadowbringers, so I should know what most of these skills do. Let's see. Brutal Shell. It's normal potency stuff. Normal potency stuff. Range increase. Normal potency stuff. Normal potency stuff. Oh yeah, this gives ready to blast now, right? Yeah. Which lets you use your combo off of it, I'm pretty sure. Which was a nice quality of life change that people said, you know, they're happy about. As a cartridge to your powder gauge. Oh my gosh, this is so much weaker. Aurora. Oh, you get a second charge on it now. I was just talking about how this is literally just like Doggy Duke version of the new Warrior Regan. Still is, but now you get two of them. So, that's nice. Super Bolide. Way worse than Home Gang, by the way. Way worse than Home Gang. 60 seconds more than Living Dead. Okay. Look. Super Bolide's better than Living Dead. I'll give you that. It's better than Living Dead. So it should have a longer cooldown than Living Dead. Home Gang is definitely better than both of them. I think. Technically, Super Bolide is slightly more flexible in some situations than Home Gang is. So, you know, this having a 300-second cooldown is probably fair. Living Dead should have, like, a 200-second cooldown. That move is bad. It's so bad. Alright, anyway, moving on. Potency Change. Range increase on the dash. Gnashing Fang, Savage Claw. They added these to, Ready to Blast, right? Or did they not? Is Ready to Blast something else? I think it is. Hold on. Ready to Blast. Burst Strike. Let me scroll down here. It's not double down. It's not hyper. Oh, it is hyper velocity. Okay, yeah. So when you use Ready to Blast, you can then hyper velocity afterwards. It's like a combo chain like the other one. Okay, I got it. So Burst Strike's gonna be a 2-hit, just like how sorry, Gnashing Fang, Savage Claw, Wicked Talon are gonna be. Now these are all one skill as well. Potency got reduced decent amount, but you know, we knew that was gonna happen. Wow, that's crazy that Super Bolide got buffed. Yeah, I didn't even know this. I was like, this is so bad. I'm like, it actually got buffed. It's like, oh. But so did Home Gang. But so did Home Gang. It's fine, whatever. Bowshock. This is a shit move. Let's see, what did they do to it? Reduce the potency like everything else. Then physical DPS, fair enough. Heart of Light, it's okay, it's the same. Heart of Stone. If you're under Brutal Shell, you also give it to someone. Brutal Shell is here. Creates a barrier. Yeah. Got it. Okay. So you give people a barrier, kind of. Sort of. It doesn't usually work out that way. I'm just being honest. But, you know, it's cute. It's cheeky. Continuation. Wow. Wait, you have to unlock this? Wait, so you have to use Gnashing Fang into Savage Claw into Wicked Talon? But then you get continuation. Oh, no. It's not. It's not. Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just crazy. Burst Strike can be followed by Hyper Velocity now. Okay. Where's Burst Strike? Burst Strike. Okay, yeah. Hyper Velocity. Okay. Sorry, I'm out of my freaking mind? No. That's not how this works. Yeah, you just use this, and then when you use a move that continues, you use another move. which are down here. Yeah. Continuation, kind of a bad mechanic. I know you've probably heard it before. It's kind of bad. Like, it gives the illusion, right? Like, Gunbreaker has so many buttons, bro. You're always pressing buttons. And it's like, you are, but every button is just a mediocre potency DPS move. And yeah, they do the most damage, and they do the most damage because of continuation, but you're a tank, it would be nice to have some things, maybe, that help with that, in my opinion. See, like, the reason I look at Paladin and I go, this class is cracked, this expansion, is because all of their moves, like, heal now, like, their Sheltron's insane, like, their intervention's pretty good, they've got that sick combo, like, they have, like, infinite mana now for some reason. Like, a warrior's good because they seem to just heal infinite amount number now. Just heal equals infinity. That's good. And for me, at least, when I look for a tank, I don't go, oh, I want more skills that do 10 damage, and then 10 damage, and then 10 damage. And I just do that until they add up to being strong, but it's like, I don't need that. IMO, I don't need that. Also, something that's strange, in my opinion, Bloodfest kind of helps with this, I guess. They gave us 3 cartridges, and then they're like, you couldn't even use 2 cartridges before. So how do we fix this information? How do we fix this? Oh, we had double down. See, this is pretty good. It does okay damage. It's not an AoE, by the way. This is fake AoE. It does 20% less. Oh, wait, it does 20% less. What? That's not how that works. Literally every other damage fall-off move, it says, and then 80% to the rest. But this says 20% less instead, for some reason. I don't know why the person writing these patch notes was so inconsistent, but okay. So it's 80%. So it's an okay AoE. But, like, now you can use cartridges. Wow, now you can actually use 3, I guess. Insane. Oh, this is the Heart of Stone buff, right? Heart of Stone just turns into Heart of Corundum. Reduces damage taken, targeting a party member, Brutal Shout. Okay. This seems pretty strong. And by pretty strong, I mean, it seems kind of really good, actually. This move seems insane. Also has a 20-second cooldown. Also lasts for 20 seconds. Oh, Catharsis does. Yeah. This is just Scholar. It's just Scholar as one move. That's pretty good. Blasting Zone's weaker. Yeah, Bloodfest is actually more useful now, technically. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like this class needed some QOL stuff that it didn't get. I personally don't think it's gonna be as good as Paladin or Warrior, but it seems pretty good. It does seem pretty good. So the people who are complaining about it, granted, I'm not a Gunbreaker main, so maybe I don't know. But it seems pretty decent. If I'm being honest. Seems like a pain in the ass to play, but, you know, it seems like a good class. Heart of Corundum's insane. Also, hey, was I on Dark Knight last? This is funny, right? This is hilarious. Let's look at this 60-second cooldown ablation. Let's look at this 60-second cooldown ablation. And then we look at, oh, hey, what's on this 25-second cooldown? Oh, Heart of Corundum. Oh, it only reduces the party damage a party member takes by 15%. And then if you're under the effects of a Brutal Shell, they get a shield. And they also reduce damage taken by 15%. Again. And then also they get that move that scholars have. It's not Adlo. It's I could just look at it. I could just look at it. So what if I'm not talking about them right now? So what if I'm not talking about them? It's freaking. It's the guy holding his hat, like an idiot. Where is he? XCOG. It's just XCOG. It's actually better than XCOG. This has a cure potency of 800. This has a potency of 900. This is insane. And then we look at this. What is this? What is this? Alright, so anyway, Gunbreaker probably still gonna be meta. I think it's gonna be worse than Warrior. It might be a toss-up between Paladin and Gunbreaker, which one's better. Because Paladin got more damage, surprisingly. And way more healing. So, I don't know. I don't know. But, yeah. Anyway, that's my thought on tanks. A comment if you want to talk to me about some of these changes. Like, maybe ask, like, I don't know, what would you do that would change some of these classes if you had the power, you know? To make them as good as you possibly could. Because, I don't know. Man. Well, okay. I kind of already told you what I'd do with Dark Knight, and it certainly isn't what they did with it, but it is what it is. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.